Hello students, in this video we will discuss about Kirchhoff's laws. First is first rule and second point is second rule. We will discuss these two rules one by one. First one is Kirchhoff's first law, sometimes called junction rule. If there are many resistors connected, first resistors contain I1, second I2, third I3, fourth resistor I4 and fifth resistor I5. If current is coming toward the junction in this resistor, in second resistor current is coming toward the junction, and in third current is leaving, and in fourth current is toward the junction, and at last 5 I5 is leaving the junction. By the rule, by the law, Kirchhoff's law, algebraic sum of all the currents, 5 currents, algebraic sum of all the currents meeting at a junction is equals to 0. What do you mean by algebraic summation? Algebraic sum or algebraic summation is the summation with sign, means positive or negative. You can take, if the current is coming toward the junction, you can take as positive. This is also positive. Current I3 is leaving the junction, you can take this is negative, and also I4 positive and I5 negative. Okay, how I will write it? Summation of all the currents, algebraic sum of all the currents, all currents meeting at a point is equals to 0. Or in other words, we can write this example as plus I1 plus I2 minus I3 plus I4 minus I5 is equals to 0. Once again, Kirchhoff's law says that all the current meeting at a junction, all the currents meeting at a junction is equals to the algebraic sum of all the currents, that is equals to 0. Algebraic sum of all the currents meeting at a junction is equals to 0. In other words, we can write 3 and I5, you can transfer I1 plus I2 plus I4 is equals to I3 plus I5. In other words, you can say that current, sum of all the currents coming toward the junction is equals to sum of all the current leaving the junction. Very simple. Next point, just to illustrate first rule, that is, if this is the resistor and this is also a resistor connected in that way, if 5 ampere current is coming toward the junction, and let us suppose if 3 ampere is going in this direction, rest amount of current will move in this direction, that is 5 minus 3, that is 2 ampere. In general way, you can say that if there are three resistors, if I is going in this direction, if I1 is going in this direction, rest amount of the current will be I minus I1, means I minus I1 will flow in this resistor. That is Kirchhoff's first rule or junction rule, or we can say that this is the conservation of charge. Conservation of charge, because charge is constant, that's why it is also called conservation of charge. Okay, let us discuss second point, that is Kirchhoff's second law or loop rule. Before discussing this rule, Let us discuss some points. First point is, if this is a battery or cell, this point is A and this point is B. This is higher potential, this is lower potential. If we go from A to B, we are going from higher potential to lower potential, means there is a potential drop. If we go from point A to point B, there is a potential drop. If we go from B to A, there is potential up, because we are going to a lower potential to upper potential. That's why we can say that if we go from A to B, there is a potential drop. If we go from B to A, there is a potential up. Second point, this is a resistor. If current is flowing in this direction, from point A to point B, current will always flow from higher potential to lower potential. Means if the current is flowing in the resistor in this direction, that means this is at higher potential and this is at lower potential. If we go from A to B, this is not given, only current, direction of current is given. If we go from A to B, then there is a potential drop. If we go from B to A, there will be potential up. These are the 2 points that must be clear before discussing the second law or loop rule. Again, if the current in the resistor is in this direction, that means this is higher potential and this is lower potential. If we go from point A to point B, there will be a potential drop, because we are going from higher potential to lower potential and vice versa. Let us discuss what is second law. Second law we can discuss by taking an example. Let us discuss second rule with an example, that is before discussing, first you need to take current distribution. This is a positive terminal, current may out from the positive terminal, that is, let us suppose I1, and this is also positive terminal, current may be out from this terminal, that is I2, and this is I1, this is I2, and on adding these two currents, in this branch current will be I1 plus I2, means in this branch net current is I1 plus I2, in this branch current is I1, and in this branch, only in this branch, current is I2. If we go from this point to that point again, if we go in a loop, the summation of potential difference, algebraic summation, that is always equals to 0 in a closed loop. Okay, go from there, we will go from this direction, that means in this loop we will go in anti-clockwise direction. From this point to this point, there will be a potential difference of net current into R, because V is equals to IR. Means in potential difference in these 2 points will be equals to net current, that is I1 plus I2, net current I1 plus I2 and R, that is potential difference, and this is the potential drop, and if this is a potential drop, we will take as positive. If there is a potential up, we will take at positive. This is minus I1 plus I2 times R, and go from this point to this point. That will be potential, there will be potential drop because the current is in this direction from higher potential to lower potential. Means I1 net current is I1 in this branch, and resistance is R1. And if you go from this point to this point, we are going from lower potential to higher potential irrespective of the motion of the current. Okay, that will be potential up, this will be positive 12 volt, that is equals to 0. By the second rule, in a closed loop, algebraic sum of all the potential change is equals to 0. This is minus, this is minus, this is plus. Okay, next point, if we go from this point to this point, again at that point there will be a closed loop, and potential change in all the branches will be equals to 0. Means potential change in a closed loop is equals to 0. First go from this point to this point, same, minus I1 plus I2 times R, because potential, there is a potential drop. If you go from this point to this point, current is in this direction, means higher potential to lower potential, that means potential drop, that is equals to minus I2 R2, and then plus, that is plus 6 is equals to 0. Subtract these two equations. This will be plus, and this is minus, and this will be cancelled out because of same. This is minus I1 R1 plus I2 R2 and plus 6 is equals to 0. Put the value of R1 R2, minus I1 times R1 is 2 ohm plus I2 times R2 is 1 plus 6 is equals to 0. You can write minus 2 I1 plus I2 plus 6 is equals to 0. You can write I2 is equals to 2 I1 minus 6. I2 is equals to 2 I1 minus 6, simply. Put the value of I2 in this equation or this equation, you will get the answer. Okay, put the value of I2 here, that will be equals to minus I1 plus 2 I1 minus 6 times R minus I1 R1 plus 12 equals to 0. This will be 3I minus 3I1 minus 6, value of R is 4, minus I1 and value of R1 is 2 plus 12 equals to 0. And last line, put the minus 4 minus, you can put 2 1s are 1, this is 2 and this is 6. You can write here, after multiplying minus 2 inside, this will be minus 6 I1 plus 12 minus I1 and plus 6 equals to 0. Minus 7 I1 minus 7 I1 plus I think 18 is equals to 0. I1 is equals to 18 upon 7 ampere. You can put the value of I1 here. Put the value of I1 here. You will get what? I2 is equals to 2 into 18 upon 7. minus 6, that will be equals to 7, 36 and 42, minus 6, that is minus 6 by 7 ampere, means I2 will be equals to minus 6 by 7 ampere. I1 is 18 by 7 ampere and I2 is minus 6 by 7 ampere, means I1 is positive and I2 is negative. What do we mean by positive and negative? A positive and negative sign shows the direction, means we have taken I in this direction, that means after calculation the current I1 is in this direction, in which direction we have taken in the figure. But I2 is opposite direction that we have taken. We have taken I2 in this direction, but in practice, according to this figure, to this situation, I2 is not in this direction, but I2 is in this direction. I2, we have taken I2 is in this direction, but the I2 is in this direction. It may be in this direction. I hope you understood about this sign. This is positive and this is negative. If you need to calculate potential difference across R, potential difference across this R, you can take potential difference across R will be equals to net current, that is I1 plus I2 and times R. Put the value of I1 and I2 and R, you will get the potential difference across R. If R1 is the internal resistance of E1, means if you take internal resistance R1 as a internal resistance of the E1, this is the cell. This may be treated as a cell if R is in internal resistance. If R2 is the internal resistance of this battery, this whole system can be treated as a cell. This is cell 1 and this is cell 2. If you need to calculate the potential difference across the cells, then potential difference across R will be equals to potential difference across the cell 1 and also equals to potential difference across the cell 2. That means we can say that potential difference across the capital R will be equals to potential difference across the cells. I hope you understood this point. Thank you.